Everyone thinks that they know somebody who's the most rational person in the room. You don't. What you actually know is someone who's emotionally unstable in a button down shirt. Let's talk about why the people who brag about being logical are usually the ones living in this psychological funhouse. There's a certain type of human who walks around like a malfunctioning calculator. They'll tell you that they are objective. They will tell you that they are data driven. They'll tell you that they don't get emotional. Meanwhile, their entire personality is one long emotional temper tantrum. And it's about the possibility that someone might disagree with them. These are the people who say things like, I'm not being defensive, I'm just explaining why I'm right. No, you're not. You're spiraling. You're just doing it in a very monotone voice. Or my personal favorite, I don't get angry, I get factual. No, you simply just get loud. You get sweaty, you get that vein in your forehead that looks like it's trying to escape. People who brag about being rational are usually just emotionally duct taped together and hoping that nobody notices the leak. Here's the real problem. Being rational isn't their personality, it's their emotional support animal. They need to believe that they're the smartest person in the room because the alternative to that is that they might be wrong. And being wrong feels like psychological death. They don't want truth, they want control. They want certainty. They want to feel superior. And nothing feels more superior than saying, I'm logical. Everyone else is emotional. It's the adult version of a kid saying, I'm not touching you, while absolutely touching you. Here's how the delusion works. Step one, to decide that they're rational. Step two, they assume that their thoughts are rational because it came from them. Step three, any evidence that contradicts them must be irrational. Step four, they accuse everyone else of being emotional. Step five, they get emotional about it. It's the perfect loop, a self-licking ice cream cone of delusion. And the best part, they genuinely believe that they're immune to the bias. Meanwhile, they're running on that same emotional operating system as the rest of us. They just renamed all the buttons. And here's the truth that nobody really wants to hear. Humans are not rational creatures. We are emotional creatures who learn how to justify things after the fact. Your brain makes the decisions, then it hands that decision to your mouth and it says, go explain this in a way that makes me look smart. That's it. That's the entire system. Logic is not the driver. Logic is the PR department. And the people who think that they're the most rational are usually the ones who have really never examined their own emotional wiring. And the funniest part of it all, the people who brag about being rational are often the most chaotic. They're impulsive, they're reactive, they're stubborn, they're terrified of uncertainty. And then they crumble the second life stops following their little script. But because they use big words and they talk with such confidence, and it makes them think that they're logical. Confidence is not logic. Volume is not logic. Certainty is not logic. Sometimes the most rational person in the room is the one who says, I just don't know. But the self-declared rational person would never say that, because admitting uncertainty would collapse their entire identity, like a folding lawn chair at a family reunion. People who think that they're rational are usually just people who are really good at hiding their emotions only from themselves. They're not calm, they're not objective, they're not above it all, they're just emotionally constipated. And the more that they insist that they're logical, the more chaos they seem to leave behind. Because when you can't see your own emotions, you also can't control them. And when you can't control them, then they control you. That is not logic. That's chaos wearing a lab coat. So, no hope, no fix, just the logic and the chaos.